Hello, it's time to noontime prayer. I brought the Adult Bible Study Guide of the third quarter of 2025 entitled Exodus. Actually, it has 13 lessons. Let me read 1 through 13. Lesson 1, oppression, the background and the birth of Moses. 2, the burning bushes. 3, rough start. 4, the plagues. 5, Passover. 6, through the Red Sea. 7, the bread and water of life. 8, covenant at Sinai. 9, living the law. 10, the covenant and blueprint. 11, apostasy and intercession. 12, please show me your glory. And 13, the tabernacle. Lesson 2, the burning bush. The read for this week's study, Exodus 18:33 and 4, chapter 3, 1 through 22, Genesis 22:11 and 15 through 18, Exodus 6:3, and Joel 2:32, Exodus 4, 1 through 31, Genesis 17:10 and 11. And the memory text comes from the Exodus 3, 7, and 8. And the Lord said, I have surely seen the oppression of my people who are in Egypt, and have heard their cry because of their taskmasters. For I know their sorrows, so I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up from that land to a good and large land, to a land flowing with milk and honey. Exodus 3, 7, and 8. So the God's call to us will often change the direction of our lives. However, if we follow that call, then we discover that God's path is always the best route for us. However, sometimes at first it isn't easy to accept God's call. So let's go to how to call the Moses Sunday, the burning bush. Moses needed 8 years before God deemed him ready for his task. What might this truth teach us about patience? And Monday, the angel of the Lord. Why is humility and a sense of our own unworthiness so important for anyone who seeks to follow the Lord and do anything for Him? And Tuesday, the name of the Lord. In what ways in your own life have you experienced the closeness and intimacy with Yahweh that He seeks to have with all who are surrendered to Him? And Wednesday, for excuse. This set of our excuses shows Moses' reluctance to follow God's call with reasonable objections. He masks his unwillingness to go. The first 3 excuses are in the form of question. Number 1, who am I? 2, who are you? 3, what if they do not believe me? And the fourth objection is for the statement, I am not eloquent. God reacted to all of them and brought a powerful solution to these excuses. God presents many uplifting promises. Then Moses delivers his fifth and final plea and directly asks, Oh my Lord, please send someone else. Exodus 4:13. In response, God tells him that he is already sending his brother Aaron to meet him for support. Finally, Moses silently concedes and asks Jethro for his blessing before departing for Egypt. And today is the Thursday, the circumcision. Read Exodus 4, 18 through 31. How do we understand this strange story, and what lesson can we take from it? Bible students are shocked when they read that after Moses obeyed the Lord and started his journey back to Egypt, the Lord was about to kill him. Exodus 4:24. From the context of the story, it is evident that the issue was circumcision. His youngest son was not circumcised as the Abrahamic covenant demanded. Genesis 17:10-11. Moses, as the leader of God's people, needed to show his perfect submission and obedience to God. In order to be qualified to lead other people to be obedient, he had to be a model of that total surrender to God. His wife, Zipporah, was a woman of action and circumcised her son in order to save the life of her husband. She touched Moses with the bloody foreskin, and this blood represents atonement, life, and the sealing of the covenant. The fact that it was done so quickly added to the drama of the situation. An important lesson can be learned from this episode. Never fail to do what we know is right. On the way from Midian, Moses received the startling and terrible warning of the Lord's displeasure. An angel appeared to him in a threatening manner as if he would immediately destroy him. No explanation was given, but Moses remembered that he had disregarded one of God's requirements. He had neglected to perform the rite of circumcision upon their youngest son. He had failed to comply with the condition by which his child could be entitled to the blessings of God's covenant with Israel, and such a neglect on the part of their chosen leader could not but lessen the force of the divine precepts upon the people. Zipporah, fearing that her husband would be slain, performed the rite herself, and the angel then permitted Moses to purpose his journey. In his mission to Pharaoh, Moses was to be placed in a position of great peril. His life could be preserved only through the protection of holy angels, but while living in neglect of a known dirty duty, he would nor be secure, for he could not be shielded by the angel of God. The Patriarchs and the Prophets, page 255 and 56 by Ellen White. What should this story say to you if you are indeed guilty of neglecting what you know you should be doing? What changes do you need to make even right now? Yeah, the next tomorrow, the furthest thought, the Friday one. Yeah, there are the patriarchs and prophets, Moses, and in dramatic burning bush call was probably the most transformative experience in Moses' life. All other high points in his life depended on his positive, obedient response to God's commissioning him to lead the Hebrews out of Egypt and to the promised land. Sure, we know now how it all turned out, but put yourself in Moses' place at the time of the burning bush. He had fled from Egypt to save his life. A new generation of Hebrews had come on the scene over the 40 years, many of whom probably knew little about him, or maybe even what they heard about him was wrong, filtered through stories that over time get distorted, and yet now he was called by God to lead his same people away from a powerful nation. No wonder he was reluctant at first. Yes, it was an extremely demanding task, but imagine what he would have missed if he had given a final no to God. Yeah, he might have just disappeared into history instead of through the power of God working in him, literally making history and becoming one of the greatest and the most influential people, not just in the Bible, but in the world itself. Yeah, thank you. And let's go to the Lord's Prayer. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Yeah, so, yeah, see you. See you next time. And may God bless all of you. Let's go together. Amen. Amen.